Good morning. Well, here we are in Salmon Arm, and thank you for joining me. It's fun as usual. Today it's not about orchids, it's about hobbies, and ones I've just finished and ones I'm going to start, and a very unusual one. So first, as you know, I had the kitchen cupboards replaced, and my jars, which I have 9 of on my kitchen counter. This is the one that has the oats. They had lids like this. Of course, I did my cupboards white as they were dirty white before. And there was a kind of a dark wood trim, but no light wood. So I decided, well, come on, Caroline, you know, get off up your butt and do something about this. So I sanded them all. Well, some of them had a little round knob and some of them didn't. So I took all the little wooden knobs off, the ones that didn't, which left a little hole, which I filled. And I sanded them all down really good. And then I bought some primer, and I primered them, and then I put some high gloss white paint on it. It didn't take that long. I was able to do it in my little hobby room, just sitting there and quietly enjoying some music while I did it. And it matches the kitchen so nice, and the quality is pretty good. So, and it looks much better. So I got that done. I've been busy trying to finish a few jobs so I can get started the one I'm really looking forward to doing. So that leads to this one. Now, Jack and I collect some antique medical equipment. That sounds weird, but I mean from the 1800s and things. If we pick them up somewhere that they look interesting and we look into them. And this one was sitting aside for quite a while, and I'd never done any research, and Jack had it out, and I thought, oh, I'm going to start checking into this. So one thing led to another. Sometimes things happen that way. You have one project, oh, leads to another project. So what happened was, now, this is the machine. This is a Tesla violet ray machine from the 1800s. And you can read all about it if you click on, if you search out violet ray Tesla, you'll read all about the antique ones. And Edgar Cayce, anyone my age probably remembers reading about Edgar Cayce. Edgar Cayce recommended using this, I don't know, over 1,000 times in many of his readings, and there's proof of that. So back then, this is before World War II, it was very popular. And what happened, the war came along and it kind of got forgotten. And then that's when Edgar Cayce found out and brought it back to being used again. So, does it work? What's it for? We're about to find out. So, Maggie, you know, Maggie does not like this. So, she will disappear. So, because this is a glass rod and we don't want to break it, especially during a video, we had to make a case for it. So, Jack says, I think I got another job for you. First he came with the bottom. It was a box he made out of junk. This was just packing wood. And he took this wood and he made a box. He never made a box before. There's no nails in it. It's all glued together. And then he said, oh no, I hate to tell you, I got another job for you. So he made a lid. So that led me to come out with something kind of artistic, because it's going to sit here because I'll explain that later. So this Actually, he made a little hole in the end because we didn't get the case when we found it. And it sits in here on some foam where it can't break. So that I'll put in a minute. So what I did was, let me see if I put this here. I searched out on the internet all kinds of information on Tesla and his violet ray machine. And here is printouts of and all kinds of information that you can read, like increase waste excretion, heat and electrical therapy, stimulates your glands. The violet ray was originally developed by Nikola Tesla. Successful disease and rejuvenation with ozone in the late 1800s. I won't read it all. There's lots of information out there. So what I did was, now this is decoupage. So I just printed out on my printer, which is just a black and white printer. I just printed out some papers, and then you can use white glue, or I used medium gloss because I had some golden medium gloss. So I first just on the box, I just put down the glue or the medium gloss, put the paper and went over it. And then remember my dirty pour acrylic pouring liquid? Well, that's what gave this beautiful finish. So it looks pretty nice. And, you know, you might not have one of these that you want to do, but you might have, you know, it's a long winter some places, or even if it's hot. You can pick up boxes at thrift stores, garage sales. And here's one I set aside because I wanted to do something. You're invited to dinner. You want to do something special. You know what their interests are. You go on the internet. You print some pictures of what they're interested in. You put them on. You gloss over it. Some people just use glue. But I like the finish with the pouring liquid, and I just brushed it on. And then when you can take your bottle of wine, give them a nice gift. Really didn't cost you anything, and it's very thoughtful because you're thinking of what they like. So there are other ideas. Now let's get to this, because after reading it I thought, well, I should try it. So I've been using it on my fingers. According to this, it cures everything back in the 1800s. But to my surprise, they're using it in very expensive spas all around the world. It is now sold, and you can search out high-frequency handheld device or high-frequency skincare. And you'll find it's used all over the world in expensive spas, and I've been reading comments. It seems to work. People are finding, I think, more it's working than not working. And they're using it for all kinds of skin problems, arthritis. There's people doing demos on the internet of how it worked for them. So if you're the least bit interested, you can check it out. So let me see. We're going to put it on. I don't know if it's going to... Oh yeah, and then he made another thing, and I made it look really old. This holds the different attachments. There's many different glass attachments that go in here you can use for different things. So, plugged in is this black box. Maggie's about to disappear, I think. And it has a little switch on it. And it has a dial to turn it on. Hear that noise? Come here, you can go this way. There you go, there you go. Okay, now I have it set fairly high. And if it was dark in here, and she doesn't like the noise, you would see, I'm not too sure how close I can come, you would see a violet light. That's argon gas in there, and if I was to get near my skin, you could even see sparks jumping. So if you have something that you want to get rid of, you can put extra power by letting those sparks develop. Now, it doesn't, I'm not screaming, it's the noise that kind of shocks you at first. Now, this one, because it was an older one, it is a little stronger. You can turn it a little stronger than maybe some of the ones you buy now. But you can put it on your hand, and it sounds funny, and then you start to smell a kind of a gassy smell, and it's an argon gas, creates ozone, and that is good. It kills bacteria. You can use it on your face for wrinkles, except take off jewelry and anything metal because you don't want to zap yourself any. You can use it on your neck. You can use it anywhere. So check it out, and I'm going to try it out. So if you see me, wrinkles and, increases collagen. So check it out. It all came about very strangely, and it's been fun. And I'm going to be using it for a while, and I'll give it a chance, and we'll see what it works for. So, that was the other project finished. Whoops, put that there. Now, what am I up to now? Let's put this over here. This is, let me see. Yeah, these are just some of the attachments. There's all kinds of wands and what they're used for and different antique things. Pretty exciting. Okay, now, bring this over. Can you see this? Now, Jack and I picked this up at a garage sale because we are addicted. And so we both liked it. But there's some things I didn't like about it, because I thought they made her look really ugly, and I don't know. There's things I didn't like about it. So I'm changing a few things. Oh, there goes the snowplow. If you hear a noise, that's what it is. It didn't really snow, it kind of dusted, but he's breaking up ice because it has been cold. So I thought, well, I like this, but it's not going to look like this. And copyrights too. You can't do copyrights. So I've never done a great big picture ever. I've never done a lot of people. I've done little people, and a couple on both sides of the TV is painting on tile. So I've done that. And so this is going to be my first, and I'm kind of planning it out. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I've changed her. I've given her a nicer figure, a nicer face, nicer hair. I've you'll see as this goes along how it turns out. So I think that's it for today, and I hope I've just started a little flicker of light so you go do something and have some fun, because it is fun and it's relaxing and it's very good for you. So that's it for today. So I'll say goodbye.